Hello friends, welcome back to the Design Patterns video series. In this video, I am going to discuss the builder design pattern in C# with examples. Please watch our previous video where we discussed the difference between singleton class versus static class in C#. The builder design pattern falls under the category of creational design pattern. As part of this video, we are going to discuss the following pointers. First, we will discuss the basic definition of builder design pattern. Then we will try to understand the builder design pattern with one real-time example. Then we will understand the class diagram of builder design pattern. Next, we will implement one example using the builder design pattern. And finally, we will discuss when to use builder design pattern in real-time application. So let us first understand what is builder design pattern. The builder design pattern is basically used to build a complex object using many small objects and using a step-by-step approach. The process of constructing the complex object should be generic so that the same construction process can be used to create different representation of the same complex object. That means the builder design pattern is all about separating the construction process from its representation. When the construction process of your object is very complex, then only you need to use the builder design pattern. If this is not clear at the moment, then don't worry, we'll try to understand this with an example. Please have a look at the image. Here, laptop is a complex object. In order to build the laptop complex object, we have to use many small objects like LCD display, USB port, wireless, hard drive, pointing device, battery, memory card, DVD CD reader, keyboard, plastic case, etc. So we have to assembly all these small objects in order to build the laptop complex object, right? So to build the complex object laptop, we need to define some kind of generic process, something like below. First plug the memory, then plug the hard drive, then plug the battery, then plug the keyboard, then plug the USB ports, and finally cover the laptop with a plastic case. So using the above process, we can create different types of laptops, such as a laptop with a 14-inch screen or a laptop with a 17-inch screen, laptop with 4 GB RAM or laptop with 8 GB RAM. So like this, we can create a different types of a laptop. But the point that you need to remember is all the laptop creation will follow the same generic process. So now if you read the definition, then definitely you will understand the builder design pattern, right? The builder design pattern build a complex object. In our example, the laptop is the complex object using many simple objects, right? In our example, LCD display, USB port, wireless, hard drive, pointing device, battery, memory, all these are one small object and using a step-by-step approach, right? That is, first plug the memory, then plug the hard drive, then plug the battery, then plug the keyboard, etc. This is the step-by-step approach, right? The process of constructing the complex object should be generic so that the same construction process can be used to create different representations, right? In our example, laptop with 4 GB RAM, laptop with 8 GB RAM, laptop with 14-inch screen, laptop with 17-inch screen are the different representation of the same complex object, that is laptop. Now I hope you understand the definition of builder design pattern. Now let us understand builder design pattern with one real-time example. Our business requirement is to develop an application for displaying the reports, right? The report that we want to display can be either in XML format or in PDF format. That means we have two types of representations of our reports, that is Excel and PDF. In order to understand this, have a look at this diagram, right? As you can see in this diagram, we are generating the report in XML or in PDF format. Here the report generation process or the construction process involve several steps, such as creating the new report, setting the report type, setting the report header, setting the report content, setting the report footer, right? If you look at the final output, we have one PDF representation and one Excel representation, right? Now let us understand the construction process. Please have a look at the image to understand the construction process and its representation. The generic construction process involves few steps, such as create a new report, set the report type, set the report header, set the report content, set the report footer, get the report. So this is the construction process, right? This construction process is going to be same for both PDF as well as for Excel report, right? And finally, we'll get the output either in XML format or in different format, right? Before implementing this report example, let us first understand the class diagram of builder design pattern. That is the different components involved in the builder design pattern. Please have a look at the image for a better understanding, right? In order to separate the construction process from its representation, the builder design pattern involves four components, right? Builder, concrete builder, product, and director, right? So let us understand each of the components and their responsibility. Let us start with abstract builder. The abstract builder is an interface or an abstract class that defines all the steps that are used to make the concrete product. So all the steps, that is create a report, set report type, set report header, set report content, set report footer, get report, is going to be defined within the abstract builder component, right? Concrete builder. The next is concrete builder. The concrete builder class implements the abstract builder abstract class or interface and provide implementation to all the abstract methods, right? In the abstract builder class, we may have some concrete method and we must have some abstract method, and all these abstract methods are going to be implemented in the concrete builder class, right? In our example, the concrete builder is going to be XML class and PDF class. As we are dealing with the two types of reports, that is Excel report and PDF report, so we will create two concrete builder classes, one for Excel and another for PDF, right? The concrete builder component is responsible for construct and assemblies the individual parts of the product by implementing the abstract builder interface. That means this class implement the set report type, set report header, set report content, set report footer methods which are declared in the abstract builder abstract class or interface. The next component is director. The director is going to be a concrete class, and this class is responsible for defining the sequence, or you can say defining the construction process to create the actual complex object. The director takes those individual processes from the builder and defines the sequence to build the product. And the next component and the final component is product. The product is also going to be a class, and we want to create this product object using the builder design pattern. This class defines different parts that will make the product, right? If you are getting confused what are the responsibility of all these components, then don't worry, we'll try to create one example and then we'll compare that example with all these components so that you can understand this easily, right? Now let us see how to implement the builder design pattern in C# with an example, right? We are going to implement the same report example that we just discussed, which will generate the report either in XML or in PDF format, right? The following are the steps that we are going to follow. In step 1, creating the product. Step 2, creating the abstract builder class. Step 3, creating the concrete builder classes. Step 4, creating the director, and step 5, that is the client code. Let us implement all of these steps one by one. Step 1, creating the product, right? Here in step 1, we'll create the product, that is report class, and this class defines different parts that will make the product. So let us open Visual Studio. To save time, I have already write the necessary code. So far what I have done is I have created one console application with the name builder design pattern, and then I have added one class file with the name report.cs, right? This is our product class, and within this class we define attributes such as the report type, report header, report footer, report content, which are going to be common to create a report. We also define one method, that is display report, to display the report details in the console. Here in step 2 we will create one abstract builder, that is report builder, and here we will define all the abstract method, that is set report type, set report header, set report content, set report footer, etc., right? So I have already created one class file with the name reportbuilder.cs. This is going to be an abstract class, and this class provides the blueprint to create different types of a product. That means the subclasses are going to implement this report builder abstract class. Notice here we have four abstract methods, that is set report type, set report header, set report content, and set report footer. So each subclass of the report builder abstract class will need to implement these four methods, right, in order to build a report. Now we need to create few concrete classes, that is builder classes, by implementing this the report builder abstract class. In step 3, we'll create two concrete classes, that is Excel report and PDF report, as we are dealing with the two types of reports, and these classes will implement the abstract builder abstract class, that is report builder, and provide implementation to all the abstract methods, that is set report type, set report header, set report content, and set report footer. So let's move to Visual Studio. I have already created one class file with the name Excel report, right? And this Excel report implements the report builder abstract class and provide implementation to set report content, set report header, set report footer, and set report type, right? This Excel report class is used to create report in XML format. Similarly, we have also created one class file with the name pdf report.cs. This class is also implement the report builder abstract class and also provide implementation to all the four abstract methods, right? This pdf report class is used to create report in pdf format. Once we have created the required concrete builder classes, next we need to create the director. The director will execute the required steps to create a particular report. In step 4, we will create one concrete class, that is report director, which will define the sequence to build the product, right. So let's move to Visual Studio. I have already created one class file with the name report director.cs, right. This class is having one generic method, that is make report, which will take the report builder instance, that is an instance of either Excel report or PDF report as an input parameter, and then create and return a particular report object. This make report method is so generic that the same construction process can create and return different types of a report object. That is, once we have the director, that is report director, and concrete builder, that is Excel report and PDF report classes, now we can use them in the main method to create the different types of a report. So step 5 is client code. In step 5, we will see how to generate different types of a report from our main method of the program class, right. So let's move to Visual Studio. Let's open the program class and modify the code as follows, right. Here first we create an instance of a report director class, then we create an instance of a PDF report class, then we call the make report method of the report director class, and while calling the make report method, we are passing the PDF report instance as an input parameter to the make report method class, right. This make report class will create the report in PDF format and will return. And then when we call the display report method, this display report method will display the report which is in PDF format. And the same process is for also for Excel report. Here we are creating an instance of Excel report class, then calling the make report method by passing the Excel report instance. This make report class will create a report for XML format data and will return that Excel report. And when we call the display report method, it will display the XML. It will display the Excel report. So let's run the application and see the output. Yes, we are getting the PDF and Excel report as expected. That's it. I hope you understand how to implement the builder design pattern in C#. Now let us proceed and understand when to use builder design pattern in real-time applications. We need to use the builder design pattern in real-time application in the following scenarios. When we want to make a complex object by specifying only its type and content. The object is constructed from the details of its constructions. When we decouple the process of building a complex object from the parts that make up the object. When we want to isolate the code for construction and the representation, right? What next? In the next video, I'm going to discuss one more real-time example of builder design pattern in C#. Here in this video, I try to explain the builder design pattern in C#. I hope you enjoy this video. In case you need the code and text version of this video, then the link for the same is provided in the video description section. Thank you for watching this video.